We finally got a trailer and a new director's letter on top of it. The DLC is called Lies of P Overture, and it's being released this summer. It's an expansion, and so of course you'll need the base game to be able to play it, and yes, it's going to cost money. No, we don't know how much yet. I think this trailer might finally put to bed the questions about whether the end credits scene in the base game was setting up the DLC or the sequel. It looks like The Wizard of Oz will be saved for the sequel, as it should be. An overture is an orchestral introduction to a musical dramatic work, and that name appears to be apt as it has been described as a prequel to the base game. According to the director's letter, the Steam page, and some context clues in the trailer, Overture will take us back in time to uncover the hidden stories of Krot before the puppet frenzy, leading up to the moment Geppetto's puppet wakes up in the train car. This means we get to meet characters we've been dying to see, like Alidoro, the real Alidoro, and Spring as a kitten, both of whom feature in the trailer. Alidoro's appearance has some interesting implications towards gameplay, as he seems to be brought out into a fight like a summon from a horn item. He also appears to be wielding the twin dragon sword, which is a nice touch. Context clues from the trailer tell us that the DLC takes place sometime after Carlo's death and the Rose Estate incident. The biggest piece of evidence here being the legendary stalker's monologue in the trailer expressing regret for being too late to save him, but vowing not to let it happen again. The legendary stalker seems to be a major theme in the trailer, and we got our first non-sand sculpture look at her. As a lot of people had previously put together, her stalker mask seems to be some kind of bird. I'm going with falcon. In the Adventures of Pinocchio novel, there is a falcon who helps the blue fairy rescue him from hanging, and we don't really have a falcon character yet. Regardless, it seems like the legendary stalker will be a major focus in Overture, which is great for me and everyone else dying to learn more lore about her other than that she likes oddly named wine. Between Carlo being dead, Gemini's reaction, and the confused man wondering why we would ask what year it is, it seems pretty likely Geppetto's puppet and Gemini have indeed traveled through time versus us playing as Carlo or something. The expansion is set in a wintry Krot, which a lot of folks had deduced based on the promotional stills. This also finally calls back to the first Lies of P trailer we got, where Geppetto is making his way through the snowy city. And it also seems we finally officially have confirmation that the old Stargazer on Pilgrim's Path is related to the DLC. In the opening scene of the trailer, where Geppetto's puppet is holding what appears to be a tiny monad lamp with icy blue light instead of green, and releases some wintry looking butterflies that probably caused the time travel, you can see the statues that are by it. If you were looking for more drip in the DLC, it looks like you're gonna get it. P has a new winter outfit that features throughout most of the trailer that comes with a coonskin cap. The most notable costume to me, though, is this black and red one they tried to hide behind that super flashy new Fable art. It looks fantastic. There are new Legion arms coming too. The two that caught my attention were this cool looking double barrel one, and one that seems to be for shooting a bow and arrow. We get to see that one in action, shooting down what appears to be a shark carcass monster. Sharkus. And it looks like there's a ton of new weapons coming too. The biggest game changers were a set of two-handed claws and a freaking gunblade. It looks like more emotes are being added as well, and along with them, more use for the emotes. The trailer shows Geppetto's puppet using what appears to be a dance emote in front of a show your talent clown bot that reacts to it. And I kind of want one of those Parade Master plushies. The girl puppet voice that voices over that part asks to help her hold your hand and dance with her, which makes me think that we're getting another broken puppet friend. There are a few parts in the trailer I found particularly interesting, and I want to dive into them a little bit deeper and maybe speculate a bit. For starters, the scene where it looks like we're dropping a shark submarine into the water again for the first time. Now, it's hard to say for sure, but this looks like it could be in another area of the Relic of Trismegistus, the area from Chapter 10. If you remember from the base game, Chapter 10 is very short. You may have heard or seen that this wasn't always the case, that there used to be a different entrance to the relic, and that the area used to be much bigger, with the Hotel Krot elevator acting as a shortcut. There also seemed to be a giant cursed knight boss for the area. All of this was apparently scrapped in the base game, so this scene makes me think of a few things. First, we're going back into the Relic of Trismegistus again, hopefully to flesh out some more of that juicy lore and possibly bring some cut content back. Maybe we'll figure out what Gemini was talking about when he said someone was dragged out of there. Second, if we need a shark submarine again, we're probably going somewhere alchemist related. Maybe back to the island, or maybe some other cool secret facility like an underwater lab or something. Or maybe just to that little island with the tower people kept pointing out in the base game. This lady and her flying puppet appear to be a boss fight where you take them both on at the same time. In the short bit we see in the trailer, she swings 2 giant energy balls at you while the puppet flies around with its club. To me, she is easily the most interesting thing in the trailer, and not for horny reasons. She has a puppet control glove like Geppetto, but somehow better. Honestly, she puts Geppetto to shame in so many ways here. We got pale blue skin and red eyes. Her cape looks suspiciously like the alchemist cape. She also has a bunch of puppets impaled behind her and wears a long bit of animal fur that hangs off her. She a workshop engineer, an alchemist, a stalker, or something else entirely? She an alien? The man drowning himself in red wax is an attention grabber for sure, but I'm gonna have to give you an IOU on why he's doing it or what it means. Wax is used in divination, but if we want to go by Dark Souls lore, it also protects you from cursed hands. The second most interesting thing about him is he bears a striking resemblance to Sophia's dad, the old alchemist leader before Simon Manus. But timeline-wise, he should be dead at this point. All in all, we've gotten a lot of good Liza P news the past few days. I'm super excited for the DLC, and I'm really looking forward to getting more lore on Alidoro and the legendary Stalker, whose name is apparently Leo, by the way, and by extension, tie up some Gemini lore. It'll be very interesting to see if any of these time travel shenanigans have a major impact on the base story, or maybe unlock a new ending. Or maybe it'll just do something minor, like maybe now a wolf will recognize you.